The shift.
Mic check, mic check, 1, 2.
1, 2.
1, 2, man. Hey, man. Peace, 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 man. Lord Jesus Christ, man. I have to say it, man. Bro, the enemy be trying to block it, but
Man, they don't
it's
want.
something special. There's something special about you gentlemen, man. Y'all got some oil, y'all got some anointing in your body because, bro, hey, anytime the enemy is fighting this hard to keep us off this thing on freaking stream, it's
Man.
real. It really is real, man. But
You know
hey,
it.
good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Um, we're at 7:15. You know, our true goal is to go hot at 7 on the nose. And man, sometimes, hey, we deal with technicalities, we deal with mics, we deal with the screen freezing, you type something in, and next thing you know, it gets spat out and deleted. And we got to go back and do it. So again, man, we appreciate the real understanding because what do we stand on, fellas? We stand on authenticity.
Mm.
Yep.
We not laziness, not any type of malpractice or incompetence. It's just us being real about it, man. Like it takes much to bring us together in these rooms, man, together in uh,
A lot of
you know,
effort.
a lot of effort, man. And for anyone out there dealing with a lot of these platforms and things, you understand it's real, bro. But hey, we persevere, we push through. And man, tonight we got a very special individual with us, a person near and dear, man, to all of us, man. Near and dear to so many people out there across the world, man. I've traveled many extensive places with this man. He's my brother, dog. Like, he's been on several platforms with us, and every time, man, when I see his face, man, I just my heart, is really, purring just on the strength that I know. And when you got a true brother and you got a man that's willing to sacrifice, a man that's willing to go out of his way, a man that's willing to pray for you, grab your hand, put his hand on your shoulder, whatever the case may be, man, and show real love, man, those things mean something. So without further ado, man, hey, we're gonna stick to our script. I'm gonna move these joints around. I'm gonna bring Robbie down here. I'm gonna bring myself down here, and we're gonna switch them over here. Cause you in the hot seat, big dog. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? Shout out to my man Big Mo, man. Good to see
Big
you, my
Mo.
brother. Yes, sir.
Welcome, Mo.
Yeah, bro. Golly. It's all you, Stu. You got it, bro.
Man, uh, Big Mo, thank you for joining us.
Oh man, thank y'all for having me, man. Oh, it's warming up already. You said I'm in the hot seat. I
Yes.
see the flames behind me.
I know it's right. Yeah.
Hey man, anybody sitting in a bubble vest with their name on the chest, you ready? Hey,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
it says it
I
all,
heard a
man.
young man named Sergeant Major Coach C.L. Clay told me, man, everywhere you go, we said we represent the Lord. So
Yeah, bro.
everywhere I go, I gotta represent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
It's not just my name. It's a brand, not just for so my name can be popular. I remember. I know we got a script, but I
No, go ahead.
remember. I remember when I first wanted to start speaking and traveling the world, and you
Yeah.
talk about name, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be the best speaker in the world. I'm gonna be the first motivational speaker in the world. Everybody's gonna know my name. I'm gonna be a household name. And the Lord said, "Can I talk to your son?" He said,
Mm.
"Hmm, I know you want to make your name great. What about my name?"
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, bro. That's real. Mm.
I had a, whew, I can't argue with that. I had to back off it. I had to
yeah,
back off it. Yeah. So,
yeah.
now my desire is to make an impact everywhere I go, being led by the Spirit, whether they ever say my name or not. As long as He's being glorified, I'm okay with the backseat.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Wow. That's a ball, bro.
Mm.
Well, you sitting in a room full of people who we understand the purpose, we understand the mission, and when we put ourselves secondary to the goal and the purpose of helping others without seeking pats on the back, glory, glory. That's not why we're doing what we're doing.
Right.
We're doing it for impact. We're not doing it to try to make no money, because all of us are very secure in what we do.
Indeed.
But we were put together over a series of years, a number of years and series of relationships that allowed us to come to this point. And again, the Born to Risk Veterans Edition is a great way for us to compile and chronicle our journeys, our one chapter of our stories. And Big Mo just said something before we went live that was really profound, and we're gonna go back to that. But it gives us an opportunity to get in spaces with like-minded people who know what the mission is. And this is my first time meeting Big Mo in person, but I feel like I know him already through all the interaction and same circles, so to speak, that we've run in. So Big Mo, man, we welcome you. We thank you, not just for being here tonight, but we thank you for watching all of the other episodes as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that means a lot to us.
Wrong. It's not proper etiquette as a brotherhood to only watch the time when you're on.
Yeah.
How you say on my brother, man? You can't follow me if you're not getting the applause. You're not the front center of attention. But yeah, you say we brothers.
Yeah.
See, that's what church do. I love
There he is.
That's my other brother.
What's up, Maurice?
But yeah,
What's going on, brothers?
and I know this all the way from Dr. Reed. We all love church, but I don't want to be churchy. When we can't watch and support the other brothers only when we show up, that's church on my knees. How you say it, Dr. Reed? Because you know you the word guru. But yeah, so there's a difference between fellowship and brotherhood.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Man, Dr. Reed, thank you for joining.
Yes.
And to draw the attention back to Big Mo, there's a reason why T.O. brought you on tonight.
Yes, sir.
Because we want to highlight our brother Big Mo. Talk to us, Dr. Reed, about your relationship with Big Mo and what it means for you to see him doing the things that he's doing.
Man, listen, man. First, I wanted to say, when you go into a kingdom and you have to pay homage to the king, and I always like this part, man. Listen, today I'm with like four kings. So I just want to say, man, I'm honored. I'm like a kid at the candy store to be on here tonight, man, with the greatness of my man, Big Mo, greatness of my man, Robbie, T.O. Clay. Man, listen, bro, Stu, just you guys, man, before I even say anything about Mo, man, I'm just really honored. The reason I'm here today is to pay honor to where honor is due, man. And listen, man, I definitely love you guys, for what you do. I've been seeing you grind. I may not always like or press, but trust me, out of my good eye, bro, I'm looking to say these guys
Amen.
are ripping the runway up. And when I think about, like I said, my relationship with Big Mo, before I do that, man, let me say publicly, man, I already hit him up privately, but happy 50th, half a century to my big bro. My big bro got me, man. So much love.
Man.
Oh, like I just want to say, I love you too, man. I love you.
Yeah.
And Big Mo, I will say this. I met Big Mo, man. What can I say about Big Mo? There's only one. There's only one Big Mo. Like if you know Mo, there's only one. And I met him during He-Man conference, man. The He-Man conference, if you know, He-Man movement is a movement that we have with brothers around the globe where we just come together and we acknowledge the divine, the greater He that's inside of us, man. And I hadn't done it. I hadn't done this movement in about 10 years at a time. I did my first one in 2013, recently posted about it. And I didn't do another one in 2023, I believe. And it was in Atlanta, Hayesville, Georgia. And I had this guy hit me up like, man, I want to be there, man. And I was like, okay, hey, we're gonna make sure you there. I didn't know anything about Mo, man. I didn't know anything about him. And when I saw this guy, man, just in the crowd, just like eager, ready. I mean, Mo was like, give me the mic. You know what I mean? I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying, take it to the next level. And he even had people that came up to me now, Stu. I'm up here hosting, and they were like, "You got to put this man on the mic." I'm like, "Who are you, bro?" You're like, "You got to put this man on the mic. Like, give him 2 minutes, give him 3 minutes. You know, give him." I'm like, "Bro, hold up. You know who? You know." So I was like, who is this guy?" I said, "Well, you know, check it out. We have time in the service inside of the conference. Anybody knows us, man. It's man. We like, it's not about us." So it was like
That's right.
we had some time, man, the spirit moving, but you know, but what I love about Mo didn't get to speak on that stage that day, but when I started to get up close and hear him, man, hear the passion of his heart, Mo means to me like somebody that really, I will say, that really is a person that will really pour into you, take time. Uh, I got to know him on a personal level since then. I mean, he's one of the core leaderships in the movement. And every time I see this dude, man, and see his story, I realize that
Yeah, bro.
the joy that he has.
Mm.
Mm.
You know, I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but you know that old song that says, "This joy that I had, the world didn't give it to me."
And the
Mm.
world
And
can't take
y'all
it away.
know it when we're going
Girl, can't take it
to,
away.
Yeah.
you can't take it away. And when I look at
Mm.
that dude, like I'm like, bro, I don't have no reason to hang my head down when I think about Mo's story.
Mm.
Indeed.
When I see, that's
Ooh.
what got me when I think about like
Ah.
whatever he does. And this is the thing, I see it in his face.
Yeah, bro.
You know, you can't look at him without seeing who he is and the type of person he is. And from that standpoint, man, it brings me joy and it has brought tears to my eyes, man, to see him um, in the back office. You know how it is, the back office, in the storage room.
Yeah.
Robbie, you're a wordsmith and you know you're intellectual, so you can break it down a little bit deeper. But in the back crevice of
Yeah.
stuff, like in the back office where, you know, for lack of a better word, to yo that rebar where we get completely naked. We like
Yes,
this
Hmm.
is
sir.
who it is under the armor what we
Yeah.
struggle with. And there's
Mm.
never
Yeah.
been a time that Mo has said, yo, I need to work on something
That's
about
a
me.
fact. That's
And
a
as a
fact.
man, that's deep because you know we love to articulate and tell people what to do,
Mm.
right? And how they should do it. And I'm surrounded by all these military giants. So, you know, giving orders is, you know, that's like second nature when you get to the point. But taking and receiving the order you give yourself, and
Oh,
Mm.
I think that that's one thing I can say about Mo, man. He's always that person like, I need to do more, man. I shouldn't have said that, man. This is what's going on. And with that type of humility, bro, and it's not a facade. It is really who he is. You take things internal before you take it external.
Mm.
mm.
So that is one of the things that I would say, man, that really blessed me. And I really like the fact that sometimes he can be so real. You're like, man, did you just say that? But he is that type of dude, man.
No
And
doubt.
in my darkest hours, I will say, in putting on events for men, brothers, and doing things, Mo has showed up. Mo has been one of those people that whatever how crazy it is, when we say we're gonna go somewhere, do something crazy. Mo was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, bro." And sometimes we got to say, me and Tio would say, honestly, we got to say, "Hey, Mo, hey man, go home," because he stayed there after the event. You know,
Yeah.
Mo will camp out after the whole event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do whatever's needed. But I'll just say that that's what, brother. You know, from my heart, that's why I had to take time out today to say from afar and near, bro, that hey, bro, you taught me what shift really means. You taught me how to take what I go through personally as a man and say, listen, man, this joy that I have,
Mm.
and all of y'all know what it's like, bro, when you're in the middle of that war. And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that war that's on the front line. I'm talking about that enemy line.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What we all are right now. I say I'm right there right now. The enemy line. I'm not fighting a war against any other man, any other nation, but the
That's right.
nation of Oliver right now. But I can still see, bro, if you can pull it through, if you can pull it up, bro, and still I'm seeing your posts, I'm seeing you guys move and grind. Bro, that's what Big Mo is. So I think your heart is bigger than Gentle Giant, bro. And that's why
Mm.
I appreciate you and respect you, hands down, and honor you today, bro.
Yeah, man.
Dr.
Thank
Reed,
you.
why did you ask Mo to be a part of this, bro?
Mm.
Why did you want Mo to be a part of this book, bro?
Bro. You're not, man, and this is a funny story. I hope I got a couple minutes, man. I don't want to take
Oh
over, but
yeah,
I
take
gotta
it.
tell these
No,
stories.
take your
I
time.
gotta tell
Take
these
your time,
stories
bro.
because these stories are so dope. There was a time where, bro, I was like, okay, I was working on this book. I think that was the third or fourth edition of Manhandle, which is a series too of like me just being very transparent, talk about words and decoding with men, and we were in headway in a conference that we were doing called Men Are Buildings. Men Are Buildings. We always talk about buildings, but we are buildings, and we all have our own construction sites we got to go through. So I was sitting there
Mm,
one night, man. You know how it is, man. Stu, you got a couple under your belt. You know what I mean? Books. I see Mo got a couple. Tio got a couple. Robbie, I know you got volumes, a couple in the back. Just cooking. Cause
Robert
man, I'm
got
looking at
volume.
your man. I see posts, man,
Robert
from you
got
cats, man, and I'm
volumes.
like, yeah, I see posts from you cats. Like I said, I may not always like Tio, but I'm on that. I'm like, yo, reels, y'all video production. Like I don't know who y'all got in the background cooking, but y'all AI
It's
flyers
us.
from AI to digital. Y'all doing it big. So I know there's volumes, Robbie. I know you got volumes, and you also working on your PhD.
That's right.
So I know, bro. Hats off to that. Y'all got volumes, but you know how you finish something and you feel like I'm ready. And then God hit me in the middle of the night. These guys can tell you, and I was like, God said, "Man, you ain't finished." I was like, well, "I'm finished." He's like, "Nah, this ain't for you." He said, "You got to include your
Mm.
core at the time." And I reached out to three gentlemen at the same time, synoptically. And check this out. I asked them to do something crazy. So I said, "I need this back." And was it a weekend, Till? Was it three
That
days? I can't remember.
that was Friday night. You said you needed it by Sunday morning.
I needed the chapter.
Am I right,
I
Mo? Friday night,
Woo.
he said we needed it back by Sunday morning. Yes, sir.
I said I needed a chapter, right? And I was
Man.
like, not a quote. I need a full-fledged chapter, whatever God put in your heart. And the reason I thought about Mo was I was like, hey, these guys are walking through the trenches with me. See, I'm one of those people, man, that I'm a trench digger. I like, you can have pull and following and all the numbers. I'm not moved by that. I preach all the
Nope.
time, man. Become the stage, quit looking for stages. Not, and I'm like, the guys that's in the trenches with me who are building, because at that time we were trying to do a conference with no money. I had stuff, I mean, we were trying to do this thing and we didn't have a budget. So I was like, man, guys that can believe me in the trenches that God is really speaking to me. I want you inside of this book. So I said, hey, Mo, everything. Mo, listen, first one paid, first one trying to figure out how to get there. Mo's that kind of person like, hey, I'm gonna pay for another brother to get there. So I say, hey, write this chapter. And because that construction site, man, listen, I'll just say this part before I pass it over to you guys. Anybody can come when the building is up. But I was researching one time, and what was so dope about this is that people build buildings, highways, infrastructures, as y'all know, man, 10 years out, a decade out. So what
Right.
we see being built that's coming up had to be approved 10 years out, right? So I said I wanted people who had been proven 10 years out before the building went up. Y'all catch
Mm.
that? I wanted
Ah,
people, I wanted men that had been proven before the ink hit the press. I wanted
that's
to
right.
have some people who went through a shift, went through a medical emergency, went through deployment, went through suicide, went through all of this, the shift, because if you get it 10 years out, the weight of who you have with you is based on not only their current, but their past resume. So I
Mm.
wanted the anointing, I wanted the power to be on this book. And I didn't want to get anybody I hadn't did time with. So I wanted to make sure I had somebody who was my cellmate with me. And so when
Man.
I thought about Mo, I was like, yo, he's the cellmate. He's seen the hate bill. He's seen the Kentucky. He's seen
Yeah,
all of that. So that's why he
right,
came to me, man.
Wow.
man.
Man.
Man, thank you so much, Dr. Reed, for sharing that. And Big Mo, we're gonna get you in here, but I want everybody to know, like, we didn't do this intentionally, right? Check this out.
Yeah, man.
Big
The
Mo's
next
chapter in the Boy on the Wrist is right after Robbie Lights.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Again, this ain't staged. This is
Mm-mm.
all organic. But
Mhm.
getting into the chapter, first paragraph, right? Big Mo, you talked about the moment that changed everything.
Hey, can we pause for you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You just can't. We talk about shifts. Sometimes a shift it's a process.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah. Let's go.
Mhm.
Let's go, bro. Wow. Let's go. Mm-mm-mm.
We just can't have certain emotional moments and just shift right into a question.
Mm.
Mm. I told T.O. I didn't want to be on this call because I didn't want to get emotional.
Right.
But to see my brother, Dr. Reed, see my brother, Coach T.O., we are the three amigos, and we've been in the trenches. The different times that I've been to each one of their houses, they gave me my own bedroom. I've slept on Dr. Reed's couch. He slept
sir.
on my couch. I'm lost for words, but we don't talk every day, but I lay it down for these brothers.
Yeah, bro. Wow.
I lay it down for these brothers.
Mm.
I know they superstars now, so I got to make appointments to even have a conversation with them.
Hey, come on, Mo. Get out of here, bro.
But if we don't say nothing else on this call, my day has been complete with seeing both of my brothers on this call.
Yeah.
My human brothers, my trench brothers.
That's what it's about, man.
That's special.
Second gear. Now we can.
All right, you ready? And we gonna build on those relationships. We certainly are. But I wanted to kind of set the foundation with the question that goes back into the shift, right?
Okay.
Everything I thought I was, a Marine, strong, unstoppable, was stripped away. I woke up in the hospital room, pieced together like a puzzle. My body was broken. My face is unrecognizable.
Wow.
I had to relearn how to walk and talk. I couldn't even look in the mirror without feeling like a stranger. I'm going to stop right there. That is the foundation of why Coach T.O., Dr. Reed, said all of the things that they said about you, Big Mo. And it starts with you being vulnerable and open about this devastating car wreck that changed everything. Talk to us.
I mean, you got right now because of the emotions. Give me a direct question so I can focus.
Okay.
Hey, you know, Professor Stu, bro. He a professor, bro. Stu is the coldest in the game. with dialing in, bro.
I know it because I'm watching.
Lord have mercy. I'm over here, dog. I'm putting myself on mute. I'm going on mute, doc.
Well, the question more specifically was sharing your experience about this traumatic event.
Yes, sir.
How has that impacted the entire shift? Because the shift is your brand. What impacted that accident and you going through what you went through? How did that turn into the shift?
So, like I was saying, even in the chapter, like I said, it wasn't a plan. It wasn't on my radar. But, and I will never forget this day, January 2nd, 1999. It wasn't just a bad traumatic car wreck. It was something that an event that shifted, like you said, my entire life. Because before the wreck, I pictured Big Mo life going one direction.
Mm-hmm.
But after, when I had to pretty much learn who I was all over again, multiple surgeries, 25 surgeries to be exact, a lot of different ways of recovery, a lot of different graduations, graduating from the wheelchair to the cane to the walker to a lot of graduations. And once I started growing into that shift, like I said, the surgeries and the recoveries and the pain and the impact, the physical recovery was one thing, but the greater shift was the internal battle where I had to start learning how to close the gap from what I seen in the mirror to who God has created me to be. Close it. And so I told him for the rest of my life, and I tell people all the time the identity shift thing came from, I used to tell people all the way up until maybe a month ago that I had lost my identity. After I look back over my life, they say hindsight is 20/20. I look back over my life, I was like, Lord, I didn't really lose my identity. First of all, when you have identity in Christ, you can't lose your identity. But the truth about it is, I never truly accepted my identity from the get-go.
Yeah.
But the shift, the traumatic car wreck, the experience exposed what I never really had.
Man.
Now I'm living a life of purpose because I understand and know who I am and whose I am, who I belong to. And as much as I love each one of y'all, you can't change that.
Man.
Your hands. That was my gift. And we all got the same opportunity to walk that path.
Yeah.
The question.
No, that summed it up perfectly. There's a great book called Everybody's Got Something. I want to say it's Robin Roberts, right? She talked about her battle, and I often think about Robin Roberts' story when I read through this book in particular, knowing and being familiar with the individuals who have all in some way faced a life-altering injury. Not to the level of trauma that you experienced, Big Mo, but reading your story is so relatable for a lot of us because I've been to the point to where I couldn't walk, no weight bearing for 12 weeks, can't shower myself. But then I read your story and I'm like, man, those are just my knees. Bro, your whole being was shattered and had to be put back together piece by piece. And that really helps put things in perspective to people who are going through their own individual injuries, both internal and external injuries. And I'm just so appreciative that you are willing to share your story so that it can help heal somebody else who's in the midst of fighting the fight that they're fighting.
Man, let me just chime in real quick because I like to just soak up game while I'm sitting in this room with the Orcas, man. And Mo, Dr. Reed, thank y'all for joining us tonight, man. Watching Mo's work through the shift and Dr. Reed's leadership through the He-Man movement has been nothing short of just incredible, man. And to me, what immediately stood out about Mo's story was his ability, what we call in the Marine Corps embracing the suck. But it was pain that was the deliverance from his own personal defeat, man. And everybody wants the success. Everybody wants the clarity. Everybody wants the achievement and the science that comes from success, but nobody wants to go through the pain. And the pain is part of the process. And Mo, you had no choice but to go through that pain.
Yeah.
But you actually you did. You had a choice. You could have folded up and feedled yourself out and just let the world take you in the direction it wanted to, or you could take accountability from your circumstances and not let that situation define you, but allow it to fuel your ambitions and your purposes, move in God's will. Man, it's just been absolutely amazing to hear your story and to read your story. And my copy of The Shift is on the way, brother.
Yeah, a lot, like you said, a lot of people, we even talk a lot about the fruit of the spirit, love, joy, peace, happiness. But sometimes we forget that part of that fruit is long suffering.
Mm.
We want to forget that part. Walking with Christ is a great thing, but it ain't always peaches and cream.
That's right.
Man.
So you saying it's easy to come to church and yell and scream and shout and be in the spirit, right?
What do you do after the benediction?
What you do after the benediction and between the benediction and next Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really what defines.
And I've learned this through Dr. Reed. Who we really are is what we do when we by ourselves.
Nobody's looking,
bro. Wow.
Absolutely, man.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
And you had to dig deep, man. I know it was. I know it was probably I know it wasn't just arduous as far as it was hard. It was painful, but it was also it was almost an impossible journey, man, to wrap your mind around your current circumstances and then just to make the decision to get back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those times where when I first started trying to get out of the bed into a wheelchair, and when I finally started getting into the wheelchair, and when they was trying to help me learn how to get dressed, sometimes it used to take me a whole hour just to be able to get a t-shirt on.
Wow.
And then when I first started to take my first step, and it took my breath away for the entire day. I couldn't do anything else. We got to try again tomorrow, because it took everything I knew to have. And so I remember, and my sister still laughs about this today. She was sharing somebody else's story. When I first was able to put on some dress shoes, some shoes of my own, and they used to make fun of me, talking, so you got them PRs on. I'm like, what's PR? You got them Puerto Ricans on. But it was some dress shoes that zip up, because I didn't know I couldn't tie. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They kept saying, "Oh, get comfortable." I'm like, I am comfortable. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You still got your shoes on. Take your shoes off. Y'all don't know how long it took for me to get a pair of shoes on. These ain't coming out tonight. I'm sleeping Ready Road tonight. Laugh at my pain, but yeah, it's funny to me now too.
Bro, that ties back just in what Dr. Reed talked about in the intro, right? The people don't see, they didn't see how long it took you to get them shoes on. All they saw was the final product. And now everybody's so quick to judge and say, well, why you still got the shoes on? But then when they start hearing the story, well, it took me several hours to get the shoes on, and you missed that part of the process.
Yeah,
you could have been here to help me and see the process, but the
everybody
process,
knows I'm a character, so I'm not sure if I had on matching socks or a pedicure. I wasn't taking them shoes off.
Hey Mo, it says the scars around my left eye healed, but I still use my finger to raise my left eyelid due to the damage to my eye muscle. My physical eyesight has changed, and I see the world from a different angle. Daily, I adjust my view. Objects seem much closer than they are as my depth perception has changed. I'm wearing an eye patch to cover my eye, and even tried to order eye patches in different colors to make it a fashion statement to fit in. So for our brother that's on this call right now, that is deeply expressed to you about situation with his eyesight, What advice can you give
Mm,
to him?
yeah.
Mm. Because of the way you talking about Dr. Reed or another brother?
Yes. Yes.
So
Dr. Oliver Reed.
because the way Dr. Reed has always moved, um, Dr. Reed has always been a man that even when he didn't have sight, he's always had vision.
Come
Mm.
on, bro. Man, is that
And
something we call? Is it something we call night vision, bro? Is that? We got Marines on here. You know what I'm saying? So
he's always had that vision. So
yeah. Wow.
so we've always been able to uh uh follow his mind. So Dr. Reed has always been that person, and I love Dr. Reed's heart and mind, but he's always been a person to see it before he see it.
Indeed. That's a fact, bro.
And so even if both eyes were closed, I'm still gonna follow that brother
Man.
Man.
because
Dog,
he's
you
not
remember,
the one doing the leading.
right? You remember we was in Philly walking through the streets, uh, Miss Miata, all of us together, and Dr. Reed stopped us and was like, hold up. I'm being guarded by United States Marines. I'm good.
Oh, man.
Yo, let me show y'all fellas something, man. I just want to know what y'all think, man. Dr. Reed Mo, man. What do you feel when you see this, bro?
Wow, man. I listen. That brings back memories. I remember that day before. Um, and Mo, we were there together, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
bro.
You can't even tell you the location. I just let you know when you were the
Yeah.
great man.
That's a pop up, huh?
Yeah, that one right there. You just can't. What y'all call it? Classified, Dr. Ron. It's
Yes,
classified information,
Oh,
right?
man.
Right.
Classified.
yeah, it was a
Uh,
government event.
Yes. Yes. That's true.
And what blessed me was, man, I got to me and Mo got to escort, Tio to an event where he spoke to literally, top tier
Yeah.
individuals. And being a part of that, Mo, that's a whole thing because I'm flying into Knoxville just so that we can make it up uh to where we had to go, right? And from my standpoint, it was like not Mo didn't tell me that Knoxville, those planes, you know, Knoxville Airport, you throw a rock and you out the back door. And so we leaving early in the morning and we going around curves, man. We get to a place, man, and to be able to what was my highlight was to travel with Big Mo, his heart, to go with the travel to accompany Sergeant Major T.O. Clay to deliver a keynote. And the best part of it, man, that really broke me, and I don't usually get speechless, was that you took us with us. You took us with you, T.O. And I think that was a powerful part. And then not only you take us with you, we all served in a valuable component where it brings tears to my eyes today that you said, hey, man, I want to let Ken Dr. Reed introduce you.
Man.
Yeah, bro.
And I had just left the the day before I flew into Mo. I had to have two injections in the laser surgery
That's a
on my
fact.
eye.
That's a fact.
So what was powerful about that whole thing, man, we keep moving. And to that vision and sight, man, I learned that from these guys too, just to be able to see, man. And I didn't have to drive, Dr. Rob, so I was able just to show up, we sleep on the couch. And I remember the biggest funnest thing was with Big Mo, man. We stayed up all night. Like, I don't know what's that show you watch, man. It's some crazy show that he just play on repeat. We stayed up to about like 3 or 4 in the morning or something like that, and we had to drive. Well, he had to drive. I'm a good wing guy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's what that meant. That picture meant like, hey, brothers having fun, and we did it for the love, man. And it was
Yeah,
like
bro.
that. That was really, really a powerful time. And I'll say this: being among guys that when you walk into a place, man, y'all know. I say this all the time, man. That when brothers get together, like tonight, when women get together, the provision of the Most High comes. If you see praying women, provision comes. Have you ever noticed that? If you study women who are praying,
Mm.
provision
Yeah, man.
comes. You know, mama pray and then we eat and then there's a breakthrough. But when men come, jailhouse is shake. When
Mm.
men gets together, the ground begins to shake. We start naming stuff like Adam. Right? We start naming things that never can be the reverse when men get together. And so the power of us just being on this call tonight, there's a certain power and a presence that comes with brotherly unity. That's why the enemy fights it. That's why
That's a
enemy
fact.
resists it. All of
Yeah,
our enemies get along. I would just speak for me, get along better with having women around. It
yeah.
takes the struggle when two brothers get together and try to build a house.
That's right.
Because one,
Mm.
That's
you know what
true.
I mean?
Come
So
on,
just to
man.
be
Let's go.
able to dwell in unity as men is a powerful thing. And I used to laugh, and I'm gonna pass it over, Mo, when they used to say, older people used to say, if you got a couple friends at the end of your life, that's a blessing. I remember being in high school like, y'all tripping, I got a whole crew. Y'all tripping. But at the end of the day, the older I get, I realize, Dr. Ross, Dr. Stu, that if you got one or two brothers with you at the end of your life, you are a blessed man.
That's a
And
fact.
so that's not at the end of your paycheck, not the end of your basketball career, not
That's
the end
it.
of the medals and the stripes. Doesn't bring it down. You guys know it deeply. Y'all done got medals and stripes and honors and people you know. Y'all got accolades for accolades, right?
That's it.
At the end of the day, how many people have walked out your true journey
Man, let's
Mm.
from
go.
beginning to end?
Man.
Yeah.
And Stu, Robbie Lytle, we coined Dr. Reed an honorary Marine a long time ago,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
He's
As we
honorary,
should.
bro. Dr. Reed been in the trenches, boy. So man, we honor you, Dr. Reed, because bro, like you poured into us so much, man. Like me and Mo, bro, like you can't get me and Mo together and get 10 words out of our mouth without Dr. Oliver Reed coming out of our mouth. These two brothers know it. Um, I'm stressing to them, like, man, y'all gotta meet Dr. Reed, bro.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, y'all gotta meet Dr. Reed, man. Like this gentleman is he's anointed, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got another one, bro. I got another one.
Boom.
Mo, in during this moment, Mo, down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, what was on your spirit, Mo, during this moment in Fort Lauderdale, Florida?
Okay, remind me because we had so many moments. Trying to is that the
At,
one?
at at the end, when Dr. Reed was closing out the conference and
Okay,
his wife, Miss Miata, was standing there with him, what did it mean to you, bro?
I'm. It's so many words. The only two words that keep coming to every picture that you have shown me or that you have popped up. I keep seeing two words pop up: love and hate. Love and hate. That's the only. And the reason why I say that is because everything that the picture was shown, those pictures came about because of the love that was shown.
Yeah,
But then when I say hate, those pictures, when those pictures came about, not only was the enemy hating, but
oh
everybody that
man.
was connected to the enemy
Mm.
Mm,
started hating. And so now
Man.
the enemy like, man, oh yeah, when two or three gather together,
yeah,
I'm gonna be in the midst.
yeah,
And so even that picture right there, man, just to see because I've always honored and loved the relationship that him and his wife had.
yeah.
So just to see them two up there together, like man, they painted a picture that no, we're not perfect, but knowing the hell that everything has going they was going through, or that Dr. Reed had to experience us trying to put the conference together, and there's a picture right there showing maybe no matter what the ups, the downs, the sickness, the health, I'm still by your side. Cause we understand
Indeed.
that not behind every they say behind every good man is a good woman.
That's a
No,
fact.
beside every good man
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
is a good woman.
Yes.
Man, I remember, dog. We were celebrating Dr. Reed's birthday, gentlemen, down in Florida, man, and dog, it was a horrible storm, bro. To the
Mm.
point of where we were even looking at Dr. Reed like we was on our Peter, bro. I'm trying to keep my eye on Dr. Reed, but I kept taking my eye off looking at the storm, bro. Because I was like, bro, like this is Florida, bro, and we right on the coast, Robbie. So it's real down here, and if it hit, bro, we right there, smack in the middle. Man, this woman, bro, this woman, bro, man, born and raised, bro, doggone Liberia. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Bro, when she started to pray, man, Dr. Reed, only you can explain that, Dr. Reed, because you experience it all the time. What did you feel when your wife started praying in that moment of that storm, bro?
Man, it was just the presence of God was just so strong. You know what I mean? It was almost like because we were on assignment to the point where I didn't even know to guys on the way to the airport. I got a call from our administrator who didn't get the intent. It was like, well, y'all do know it's a storm. That's how
Hmm.
I was like, it's a storm. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, it's a storm. Like, well, we already had tickets and everything was involved. So we got down there, man. And when that prayer hit that night, it was like there was a steal in that whole dinner. It was a,
Oh,
it was all I can say is that it was a calm in that whole dinner, but something I had experienced for years. Things that had happened for years, the prayer life that had been there for years. And go back to what I said earlier, gentlemen. What you do in the dark rooms of your life produce picture perfect finishes. You
mm,
know, when I took photography
wow.
back in high school, one of the things I learned is that, it's not like the iPhone now where you can just take that picture and just print it out. You had to go put it in some solution, and too much light exposure messes up the picture. So I think it was an example of the prayer life
Yeah.
that she had. Seeing the different things that had been covered for years. And man, there was a guy, I don't know if y'all remember, there was a guy on the piano that night, gentlemen, that was
That's
playing the
right.
piano in the other room.
That's
But
right.
we no longer could hear that. It was almost like we no longer could hear that music. There was a dead silence. There was praise, and we knew it was complete. After that, it was kind of like the confidence, and we moved that next day right into the conference. And to this day, everybody got there. Nobody, there was no disaster. I don't even think it was flight delays from people
Mm,
coming in. Everybody got in and did what they needed to do.
yeah, bro.
Wow. We see the comment down there. Our brother, Dr. Stowers,
Yes.
knowing
Yes.
Stowers over 25 years. Another
Yes.
amazing Marine veteran doing great things.
Mm,
Our brother, Stephen Miller,
yes, sir.
he talked about the
What,
starting
two or
five,
three?
right?
Mm,
There are five of us on here. There's 5 letters in the word shift, right?
Mm.
So, again, in the moment, I'd like for each of us to take one of the letters and how Big Mo spelled it out. And
mm,
I'll start with you, Big Mo, because you're the pilot, right, of this shift movement. S means see yourself. If you had a message to send to a brother, what does see yourself honestly really mean to you?
So let me start off with the number five. We understand that five is that number of grace. Even if you
mm,
look at the word grace, it's 5 letters. And the way that God created us, we got our head, our 2 hands, and our feet. So we got 5 points to our body. So keep in mind, every day that we're moving, we adjust, we're grace in motion.
Mm.
It is to say, is for see yourself. The truth of the matter is, when I'm pouring into me and I'm pouring to different people, coaching and counseling, whatever, a lot of times they don't want to be real or authentic
Mm.
and
mm.
be honest and tell the truth. And it ain't about trying to do a rhymey quote, but I tell them, man, look, God can never heal what you're not willing to reveal.
Mm.
So unless you be open and honest with yourself, we can't. Because the truth of the matter is, They said God will never bless who you pretend to be.
Come
So
on,
you
man.
gotta see yourself. You gotta see yourself
Hmm.
and where you at. You gotta see yourself how God see you, because we know that anything that comes after the words "I am," you painting a picture of your identity.
Yeah.
Man,
Mm.
I am.
Oh, okay. That was a great start.
Yeah, bro. We cooking.
God cannot heal what you won't reveal.
That's simple too. It's simple, bro.
Wow.
And
All right.
you don't wanna die before getting to that point, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's what hit me so deep yesterday, bro. Was like, dog, I made it to 50, bro. I would I felt the same way at 40. I felt the same way at 30. I felt the same way at 20. But 50, half a century, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, so nah, that's
Yeah.
real.
And Big Mo, adding on to what you said, there's a difference between like aggrandizement and being honest with somebody to let them know your story, so they could try to you could get a relationship and understanding that we've gone through. And I want to share it with you, not to make this moment about myself, but so you understand you're looking at somebody who's been through something, and I've made it out on the other side, and so can you.
I can share that clearly because I've been an employee at a local hospital here in Tennessee. This month made 8 years. I even told them that when I first it was in an interview, I'm only gonna work here 1 year. I'm like, I'm telling you earlier, I'm about to be a great motivational speaker, yeah. And a year later, I'm like, I'm out. Then I tell them, here it is, 8 years later, I keep promotions and awards and different raises. And I was like, man, somebody lying. They said, what you mean? I was like, somebody keep lying to HR that I actually care about these patients. But but I,
It's your heart, bro.
yeah, but I am grateful. Like again, 8 years, eight number of new beginning. Um,
Your chapter is chapter 8.
Come
and
on,
like
man.
and like Dr.
Surviving
Miles
the
said,
dog.
turning sideways to defend it. But yeah, I every day I used to always pray, Lord, I want to be in full-time ministry. I never thought I know Lord got sense of humor because I'm praying that prayer now. I want to be in full-time ministry. He's like, you are.
Yeah.
He said, every day at that hospital, you get to pour into somebody and minister to somebody, and you get paid to do it.
Yes, sir.
Be yourself. That's full-time ministry. And so every day I get to share a piece of my story with somebody, whether it's talking about my eye coming out of the socket, whether it's talking about the rise of my arms and legs, whether it's talking about the trait that I had for 5 years. Again, God's.
Come on, bro.
And I tell them all the time, I ain't sharing this story because I'm trying to one up on you.
It's right.
I know what it's like to lay in that bed for almost a year. I know what it's like to want to be in your own bed. I want to know what it's like to want to have your own cooking. I know what it's like that you get every 30 minutes, seem like they wake you up to take your vitamins. No, my vitamins were the same 30 minutes ago. At least give me another 20 minutes to sleep.
Come on, bro. Let's go.
So I share it with them to tell them I understand. And then some of the patients will look at me, it's like what I'm going through. And no, I say no, it's not comparison because we all go through things differently. I just want you to know I understand. I try to build that relationship. Every year they go to evaluate me, and my supervisors say in the evaluation, Mo, we love everything you do. But if you could just do one thing, not spend so much time with each patient. I was like, supervisor, manager, if that's the one thing that's preventing me from getting promoted in certain things, I'm probably not gonna get promoted. That's probably not gonna say. But because I don't just treat patients as a number, you're a person.
That's right.
Right.
Not a transaction.
Man.
Not a transaction. So
Bro,
Mm.
I have this thing, and I talked about it last night. Is care culture, compassion, appreciation, respect, and empathy. And what you just said embodies care culture. And those patients and everybody that comes into contact with you in that hospital is going to be a better person forever having met you. And I'll tell you, man, where you want it to be in the public eye, on stages and this and that, and God had to give you the stage, a daily stage,
Indeed.
that you can minister to the lives of people who are broken, hurt, sick. Man, I I think that is far more powerful than being a keynote speaker at any conference. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Because, bro, you are a walking miracle.
That's a fact, bro. 100%.
You're a walking miracle.
Yeah, bro. Count Lejeune, dog. Imagine when that call came, bro. Imagine how your unit felt. You know what I'm saying? This Marine, Thomas, you know what I'm saying? Flipped. And that's, man, I'm telling you all, man. And I told Dr. Reed this. Man, when I'm with Mo, bro, it's like, bro, I know you didn't get the opportunity that Rob got, that Stu got, that I got, that Ross got, JV got, Alicio got. All of us, bro. But, bro, what God had in store for you, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Man.
And dog, every time Mo's at work, he'd call me. And we building. Hey, T.O., I gotta run. I gotta get this patient. And dog, how good I feel in that moment, because I know the care in the hands that man's gonna give to whoever walks in that hospital dismayed, bro.
Yep.
And the Lord told me, He said, Mo, from now on, even when you pour into staff members and staff members feel like they're struggling with the job on that day, whether it's charting, whether it's dealing with family members or whatever, he said, first of all, he told me a patient should never see anything negative come from you, no matter how your day looks or feels. He said, because for one, negativity hinders the healing process.
Come on, bro.
Then he said, when you leave that room, he said, imagine this: when you leave that room and that patient closed their eyes for the last time, what kind of impression did you leave?
Come on, man.
Was I glorified, or was you trying to hurry up and get? I was like, to God be the glory. So
God got you where you need to be, Mo.
Yep.
God's got you where you need to be, brother.
That's right. All right, Robbie. H, heal your heart.
Heal your heart. That's what Mo's talking about, is the heart. We talk about healing a lot of times, and a lot of times we think about physical pain. You know what I mean? And that's what Mo is a duty expert in that. He had to go through that. But healing the heart is something different, because it requires you to be authentic. You have to take an honest look at yourself and the things that are affecting you, so that you can start to strategize how to come up out of it. Just like when y'all were talking about the construction site, you know what I mean? With the book, you have to construct something, man. You have to be, you. It ain't just, my heart's hurting a little bit, or I had a heart attack like I did, and you're trying to heal that up. You're healing compartmentalized pain, trauma, relationships, social circles that have been damaged. It could be something to do with, as a parent, a father, or some kind of discontent with your child. Whatever the situation is, you have to take pause, get away from everything, just like Jesus did. Get away from the secular world and go heal yourself, man. Sit down in a quiet place with yourself, focus on your heart, think about how to let go of pain, because that's what you need the healing from. That's what we're trying to heal from, is the pain. but you had to have the pain to get the healing. So you're not trying to not want the pain to not exist. You're praying for God to give you the tools and the strategies necessary for you to go through the obstacle. And that's what healing the heart is going through the obstacle. And Mo, go ahead and let me know, Mo, if I'm off track.
Now, you did, and I like what you said because you just reminded me of my prayer has always been, and I think God has always been doing it. God don't order. We always say, God, order my steps, but I truly believe God don't only order your steps, but He orders your stops. So that one shift collision that I had that one day, anyway.
Dog, I think about stop loss in the market, bro. If you don't set that stop loss, bro, you're gonna lose. And for what you just said, bro, bro, the Lord will stop you in your track, bro.
In your tracks, man.
Lord, have mercy, bro.
And every person on this earth is gonna be confronted with a stop moment.
Yes, sir.
And that stop may be to save you from going over the cliff. I think Louis Alicio and Eddie Arce the other night both were a demonstration of they had a stop moment in their lives where they knew this was too much. Yeah. And I need to turn the page in the chapter of my life and transition out of the Marine Corps, or I'm gonna go over a cliff. Yeah. We've all faced the stop moment. And if anybody, for those of you watching, listening, think about the moment in your life when you were headed in the direction you wanted to go, and then you were stopped. And in the moment, you didn't realize that stop was to really save you from you, or save you from a really dangerous situation. So all stops, all adversity, all tragedy isn't necessarily a bad thing, because what Big Mo and Robbie said about, in order to heal, you had to be scarred, you had to be hurt, you had to be burnt. And then literally watching the process of healing take place specifically in the human body, I'm really amazed at how the human body heals over a period of time. You know, it goes from the scar to the bleeding, to the coagulating, now the scab, and then the scab comes off. The color starts to come back slowly, and next thing you know, you ain't even got the scar no more. But it didn't happen the day after you got wounded.
No.
It took time, right?
The process.
And I really wanted to ask Robbie that question about heal the heart, because Robbie literally had a bad heart.
Right? Yeah, man.
That's dope, bro.
Like literally, Robbie's heart was bad. It was malfunctioning, and he was about to check out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Robbie, you kind of remind me of my mentor. I've had a mentor in this Ben's ministry. It's like 6 years now, Dr. Joe Martin. And last year, it's been a year now, he had heart surgery. And he was in the hospital, I think 90 days. But while he was in there, he had an encounter with God. And what the Lord is showing him, he went in for heart surgery, but he came out with heart transformation.
That's it.
And so I see the same thing with Dr. Rob.
Thanks, Mo. I appreciate it, man. That means a lot, man. God's working through all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, thank you. You know, we about a little bit over an hour in, so we're going to get through these next three as we prepare to close out for the night. Dr. Reed, I invest in your growth.
Oh, man. Invest in your growth, man. That's a powerful thing, man. I'm still lost with Dr. Rob, man, at heart, man. And just, you know, the process of investment. You know, I wrote a chapter in the book recently about invisible food. You know, we talk about clean eating, but nobody talks about the words we ingest or we invest. Wow, because I think we are what we eat, but people don't tell us we are what we think,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of times I may be eating because of what I believe and what I've
Mm,
been taught that has been passed down by generational things. So there was an investment made. And I think, like Dr. Rob said, a lot of times when you think about healing, you think about the physical trauma, but also investments, we think about money.
Mm.
But money has nothing to do with investment. The investment that I hear T.O. talking about and me almost turning 50 is the realization of how many empty deposits I tried to cash in over my life.
oh, bro.
What I mean by that, how many things that I thought I was investing in myself that was a
Mm,
lie.
Mm.
Going back to Mo's point, that wasn't a part of my identity. Who told you in Genesis when God comes for Adam, he said, who told you you were naked? Who told you you were vulnerable? Who told you you couldn't move? Who told you
wow.
you couldn't get better?
Mm,
Right? So investment that I means it has to start with the way the eye is malfunctioned. When I lost vision in my right eye, the doctor told me it was almost like my optic nerve was fried, which is the wire to the camera,
Yeah.
which means that the TV still exists. But anybody know if your picture tube goes out, it doesn't matter how much light flashes. So
mm,
the
That's right.
investment, look at this, the investment starts
wow.
with the eye. Rob, I thought that the investment started with what my boss gave me a check, or how hard I worked, or what my dad didn't say, or what my mom didn't say or
Mm,
did say. That was the investment, but the investment is I need to be number one every time. Because one, I was actually, this is one of the things I want to share. I was on a private study with the great Dr. Gordon Melville. Anybody know him?
Hmm.
yes.
He's out of
Shout out
Canada,
to,
called the
yes, sir.
bearded guy.
The
Hmm.
long bearded guy. Yes,
The
sir.
long bearded guy. He asks us a question, and I'm gonna ask this question in the name. I hope he's watching. I gotta get this video, but he quoted a quote back to me that I gave him, and then he asked me something. He said, Dr. Riga always says this: we will never become who we already are. Think about
Mm.
that. We will never become who we already are. A woman is born with everything to reproduce at birth, but she does not get pregnant until the menstrual cycle happens. A man is born with two testicles. Let's be real. He
Hmm.
can, but he cannot reproduce until something hits pituitary gland sends a message. He doesn't grow new testicles. So the investment, he asked me, and I'm going to ask man tonight. He says, "Who's number one?" I mean, outside of the divine, who's number one? And my default was, okay, maybe white children. You start going down the list, and he kept saying, we were looking at each other because he never responded. And he finally responded after probably 30 minutes and said, "No, you're number one." Okay, okay, well, who's number two? And so okay, children, wife, the dog, the cat, everybody. No, 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 you're still number two. You're number one or a top priority as many times as you need to be, because if not, if we don't invest, then what we do is bring 30% to everything.
Mm,
And that's why we're grinding against the stone, because we should be number one at 100 mode every time we show up. But we can't show up as men because we're number two. We never invested in ourselves. We got the 401k, you got the house, you got the medals, you got the job, you got the accolades, you got the trophies. And that's why people die, jump off of buildings at $1 billion investments,
mm,
Yeah.
because it was tied to what they thought their identity was. So the I in that for me is, how can you invest if you haven't ever looked at yourself and say that you're worth the investment? The
Mm.
mm,
investment of walking away, the investment of saying no. Because I'm in the no season. I ain't fell off. I just realized who I was. And
let's
in the
go.
investment season, you don't sell yourself short for wolf tickets. You don't sell
Mm,
yourself short for stages. You don't sell yourself short. Even if family members, people with your last name don't understand, the hardest thing you do, gentlemen,
That's right.
is to invest in yourself
Mm.
for yourself. Because when you get 50, like I left you a message to y'all, said, when we're at that 50-yard line, bruh,
mm,
it's harder for you to go back 50 than to go forward 50. It's gonna cost you more to go back 50.
Mm.
Yes,
How
sir.
many of you watch sports? It's gonna cost you more
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
But when you can start saying, listen, man, whether I scored the touchdown or not, I'm the chosen one. Last thing I want to say, whether I score or not, I'm the chosen one. What changed the matrix, because I believe we got to come out of the mental and spiritual matrix, is when Neo said to himself, I finally believe that I'm the chosen one.
Mm.
Everybody been
No
telling
doubt.
I'm that
No
guy.
doubt.
But Neo said, hold on, all of a sudden, and look at what the enemy
Yeah.
said that blew his mind. The enemy came back and said, Mr. Anderson. Y'all watch this. He said, Mr. Anderson, what have you done? There's coming a time where,
Yeah.
look at this, the enemy gonna say, hold on, y'all don't gave us, in the words of Tio, he always talks about this in the He-Man movement, the cheat code. The cheat
Yeah.
code finally is house or not, wife or not, cattle or not, children leave, I am worth the investment. See, what are you once the trophies leave is what you really invested in.
Mm.
So I'll just leave it like that. The first word in investment is I. We are taught wrong, not to think of ourselves first. But how in the world, military man, you know this, how can you keep your troop alive if you dead?
Man, Lord have mercy.
Wow.
Lord have mercy, bro.
So that goes into the many or the numerous ways that investing uh and how investing plays a role in our development.
Man.
The things that
Facts.
you listen to, the things that you watch. You
Mm.
if you invest your time and energy in bullcrap, psychologically, you're gonna start. It's gonna reap, or the investment is gonna cash in. And you know, if you invest in them in bullcrap, you're gonna start acting, believing, thinking, just like what you're investing in, or
Man.
you're watching, or reading. Music in
Yes.
particular, in what you listen to sometimes. And
I'll say this last thing.
yes, sir.
Not to cut you off, Steve, but just something the divine gave me that I gotta say real quick. You cannot have a true investment without an investigation.
Mm. Of the heart, mind, soul. Yes.
Yeah.
You have to investigate, man.
Dang. All right, Tio. I don't know how you're gonna follow that up because I'm not.
Oh, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Dr. Reed already know. We cook, baby.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So F, fight for your time. I'm sorry, fight for your future.
Fight
Go
for
ahead,
your
Tio.
future.
Fight for your future. And
Mm.
again, these are the 5 letters in Big Mo's shift philosophy, thought process. First, see yourself honestly. Next, heal your heart. I, invest in your growth. F, fight for your future.
Mm.
Man, I love hip hop, right? I think we all do. I think
I do.
every man on this call loves hip hop. Dr. Reed used to spit, coming up in Charlotte. I used to spit coming up in Kentucky. Mo, Louisville, Mo spit. I know Robbie spit. And I know you spit, Stu, because the wordplay on this call right now, bro, you could put any 5 on this freaking screen with us. And, bro,
Mm.
I'm telling you, we're going to eat, bro. Because
Quadruple entendres.
it's called oil. You know what I'm saying? So when I think of Future, I listen to Future, down here in Atlanta. I think he's dope. I like the beats. He uses Zaytoven, many other cats, um, Metro Boomin. But when I listen, I know there's no future in that front. At least for me,
Mm.
there's no future in that front, end, bro. Not for
Same.
me, because
Same.
I know, like, bro, that's Dr. Reed and I. We talk about it a lot. That's that mirage, man. It's a lot of mirages out there. And then the Lord will send somebody along like D1. Shout out to D1
Shout out to
representing,
D1.
yeah, representing New Orleans, and he's talking about the Lord. He's talking about, man, what we put in our body,
Mm.
future wise. We're we're going to be pretty much distinct, bro, if we don't stop this sabotaging of self. And every man on this call has melanin in their body, every one of us, and we know atrocities that's been done, man, self-inflicted wise. We're not even talking about external wise. We're not talking about broken systems. We're not talking about situations that are designed to ensure that neither one of us is in the household in which where we sit right now. We know that 100% facts. But there's something knowing that, man, fighting for our future, bro. When I look at your shirt, Stu, right now, that's family, bro. There was no coincidence when I met Mo at the He-Man conference. There was no coincidence that Dr. Reed called and said, hey, bro, if you could come to the conference on Friday, bro, I'm telling you, there's going to be a God in the midst that, bro, like we can't even, it's going to blow our minds. Like we can't even comprehend. There's no coincidence. 3 nights ago, Anthony Cutno out in California, shout out to Cutno, ready to blow his brains out. Hey, bro, just come with me to Hateville. Dog, soon as Cutno walked in the building, Dr. Reed, never seen Cutno a day in his life, gave him the mic and let him come on stage in front of hundreds of men and share his testimony. And what he spoke about, it was already futuristic, bro. It was already in stone. It was already ordained. So there's no coincidence that, when I think about fighting for the future, and I think about Mo being there in that moment, and I said, hey, man, where you from, bro? He said, man, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I said, man, hold up, bro. I said, hold up. So the same Louisville, Kentucky of the man on that front of that shirt that you have on right now, Stu. It is a reason why Mo went through what he went through. It's a reason why Dr. Reed and I sit right here in this very moment, the same seat I'm sitting in right now. I would look at Dr. Reed on the screen. I'm crying. It's embarrassing, Dr. Reed. I don't want to tell people about when I was in that closet, Dr. Reed. I have a reputation. I'm a sergeant major, bro. People see me a certain way. If I put this out saying that I was in the dang on closet smoking crack cocaine, how's it going to look, Dr. Reed? He said, bro, keep your eyes fixed on the Lord, boy. So when we talk about fighting for the future, bro, we talk about fighting for a future.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, dog. Mo fault, man. The first time I held this in my hand, bro, and I read it, man, I said, dog, I want my son, who's also the same name as that man on your shirt, Stu. I said, hey, you will read this tonight. Tomorrow morning, we're going to sit down and we're going to discuss it.
Shout out to
Man.
Cassius.
Yeah.
Dog, he left a message for Mo. And the biggest thing he took out of this, man, he said, so I see, Mr. Big Mo, that you were going to church and you wasn't there to serve God like you should have been. You was there to chase women. He said, but you went through what you went through, and you came back full circle only to realize that you had to have a shift in your life in order for God to really move in your life. So fighting for our future, man, I could go on and on. But nah, man, we have to fight for it, bro. We're all Marines. We fight every single day. We fight for each other. And that's the thing I love the most, man. Dr. Reed, I have something going on in Charlotte. Mo will get in the car and drive all the way to Charlotte from Knoxville. Something going on down here. The fellows will come here, man. We fight for one another. Like Mo opened up and said, gentlemen, regardless if we're in the presence of one another or not, it's the Spirit of God, man, that keeps us going where we're going. And we know what the future is going to bring. Dr. Reed, man, was overseas. They're going to spoke in front of 10,000 people, and they couldn't understand him, bro. He had to have an interpreter. Everything that he was saying, he had to have an interpreter to bring it forth, man. Yeah, bro. It's we have to fight, man. And for anyone out there seeing this, bro, it's not about us, man. If you don't take anything away, man, it's not about us. It's about us, fusing one another to not be afraid to speak on these things. And man, as far as the F in that, man, I appreciate you. Definitely, Stu.
Wow.
Jeez, dude.
Fighting is necessary.
Yeah, bro.
Fighting is essential to survival. If you think about nature, the predator is fighting to catch the prey. The prey is fighting not to be caught. And that's the circle of life. Humans are no different. We have to wake up every day fighting for respect, fighting for being seen and recognized. And as Black men, we specifically have to fight a lot of internal battles that are placed in front of us, or else we will get defeated. We will get knocked out or succumb to some of the things that are systemically set up for us to fall into. Right? I believe it's in our DNA to fight. If you are a descendant of an African person, I honestly believe fighting and resistance is in our DNA.
Yeah.
It's required, or else our survival wouldn't have been possible.
Indeed.
Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think about Ali, man, in that same fight. And with Mo being from Louisville, born and raised.
Right.
Only someone from Louisville says Louisville. I mean, if you outside the state, you say Louisville, Louisville, that's cool. But dog, you got to be from Louisville to understand Louisville. And when I think of Ali, man, he said it, man. The fight is won well before the lights come on in the ring. And we understand that, gentlemen, all five of us. Every single day, we know the fight's won in the cracks and crevices.
That's right.
The fight's won on our knees, bro, giving thanks to the Creator. The fight's coming together as one and saying, bro, woe was me. I don't understand it. Robbie, show me, help me. Hey, Dr. Reed, I'm stressing right now. Business got me smoked. And he pours in. So, yeah, bro. That T, man, that T.
T for transform, for impact. Big Mo, I know it's five of us on here and we're round robining, but I'm kind of moderating. So it's our honor for you to close us out with transform for impact, because tying into every one of these things in the shift, right? Knowing what you had to overcome to get to where you are right now, you had to fight. You had to invest in yourself. You had to heal. And then ultimately, you had to transform. Big Mo.
So we're going to do it like this. I'm going to keep it simple as I know how. Transform for impact is challenging to help. It's challenging to, actually, you're really a hypocrite. You're trying to help other people transform, but internally, you can't do it yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a belief system. So I do it like this. I had to see how I seen myself in the mirror differently. I had to start seeing myself the way God sees me. So let me take this. I had to see myself the way God sees me, no matter what the mirror reflects. So even though my depth perception is off because I gotta use my finger and lift the eyelid up. And so, even though it seems like there's certain dark situations, but the way I had to transform for impact, I had to believe, and I tell people this all the time, and this is why I normally even close out with, no matter how dark your situation gets, as long as you believe, and we talk about identity, we talk about being authentic, I believe, as no matter how dark your situation gets, as long as you believe, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I had to ask myself that question, why is it always a light at the end of the tunnel? Because if the light lives in you, You are the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Mo,
Mm.
you being the man that you are, and I look at your situation as an opportunity to help somebody, because on site people are curious and they want to ask questions, and now God gave you an opportunity to share your story over and over and over, and I think there's healing in that,
It is.
because now you get to allow somebody else to hear about an experience. And again, search within ourselves to say, yeah, I'm in here and my arm is broke. But Big Mo went through that. So I know I'm gonna be all right. And that care culture that you create, serving those patients in the hospital that you work in, and that is the kind of investment that is way deeper than money or anything monetarily can ever buy. It's the impact, loving on people, the humanity, and seeing that in them, man.
Yeah.
That makes what you went through your reason. You found it.
Yeah.
Man.
The miracle, and I can't.
One person.
I can't.
If one person, and I didn't never think I'd get to this, but I was like, man, if one person want to have a close relationship with the Lord, everything I went through was worth it.
Yeah, bro.
Man, it's beautiful, Mo.
Yo,
And that's what transformation is. We're doing it right now. You know what I mean?
Sir.
True leadership ain't measured by how many followers you have. It's measured by
No.
how many are strengthened because you walk beside them, man. And Big Mo, please, man, keep walking that path, man. Continue to walk beside people. Continue to strengthen men, especially fathers. Continue to strengthen your family, and just continue reminding people that a flipped life doesn't mean that it becomes a finished life, man.
That's right. Big Mo, are you gonna be in Virginia this weekend?
I am not. Don't you gonna try to make T.O. emotional?
Yeah, man. Hey, this is our moment right here, bro. This is the moment God ordained right here. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. Reed, man, hey, bro,
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
we had planned for you to come on for 5 or 10 minutes, B. You know what I'm saying? But you still here, bro. Because once that oil start dripping, bro, like it's hard to walk away from that oil.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, man. I need this, gentlemen. I needed this, man. Thank you.
Which I don't know is
Love
me,
y'all.
Dr. Reed, and Coach T.O. We all 50 this year.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
50.
yeah, yeah, man.
I'm the young buck in the room. I
Yeah.
ain't quite there yet.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate those real questions, man. And man, only you can do it that way, Stu. Only you.
Sir.
Gentlemen,
Thank you.
once again, it says, hey, the heaven code. I am aware of my thoughts. I control my emotions. I take responsibility for my life. I walk in purpose. I live with discipline. I build healthy relationships. I commit to growth. I protect my peace and I serve others. This is how I create heaven on earth. Shout out to my man, Terry Dunsfoot. You know, he wrote this, sent it to me. And he's out there doing amazing, marvelous work as well. Uh, and man, I hold this near and dear, man. Anybody want to close us out in prayer, man? Feel free, bro.
I don't mind close out prayer, but I want to say this one last thing. And this I said this actually before we got on the live, and I wanted
You
to
did.
listen to out to everybody that's watching. We all gonna have our ups and downs. And we hear it all the time. You can't judge a book by the cover.
Mm.
But my mentor tells me all the time, and I relate to Dr. Joe Martin says to me all the time, Mo, not only can you not judge a book by the cover, but you can't judge a book by the first chapter. You got to keep reading. And I want to tell
Yeah.
them Anybody out there, be grateful that God is still writing your story
Mm.
Man.
from the writing coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Facts, bro.
Grateful that God is still writing your story. So we close out in prayer. God, we thank you for this opportunity, Lord God. You
Thank you, Lord.
said in your word, Father God, where two or three are gathered, you be in the midst. So we thank you for your presence, Lord God. God, not only continuing to order our steps, but we thank you for ordering our stops, Lord God. God, I pray, Lord God, that we was obedient to do and say what you said do on this call on tonight, Lord God. God, that it not only goes into someone's head, but it penetrates their hearts.
Yes,
God, that
Lord.
it's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about any of us, Lord God. But we want to continue to draw them closer to you.
Right.
We want to continue to help them close that gap from what they see in the mirror and what you've created them to be.
Yes, Lord.
God, right now we stand on your word and knowing you as we know you. There may be a situation we don't know or fail to pray for, God, but you're still God. You're still all knowing. And we
Yes,
stand
Lord.
firm on your word. So, knowing
God.
you as we know you, we claim it to be so. And so it is. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
This
Amen.
this is why all of those technical issues to start this episode.
Hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. You can't stop God though.
Nah, bro. Hey, we love y'all out there. We always say emphatically, peace, love, and
Peace.
light.
Thank
Hey,
you.
we outside. If you need someone to talk to, you need, anything, bro, that we can be of service to, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you to Dr. Sowers, uh, William Chapman out in Japan, so many different individuals that came through tonight. Share
Stephen
this
Miller.
out, dog. Stephen Miller, where two or three gather, seen. Hey, trust me, man. Listen, it doesn't hurt to share it with someone you know that needs it. I'll say it again. Even if just that prayer in the end, you can fast forward all the way until Mo started that prayer
Yeah.
and give it to someone, man. We don't come on here for being jolly and look at us, man. Like, no, it's God, man. So we thank y'all out there, man. Thank you, fellas. Loving each and every one of you.
Love
Love
you
y'all,
too,
bro.
man.
Much love,
Peace.
y'all.
Yes, sir.
Peace.